What's up, guys? Mickle here, and one of the smartest artificial intelligence programs out there just told us that XRP could be used as a stablecoin and pegged to the US dollar. Guys, in this video, I want to talk about whether or not that is realistic, whether or not that is possible, and what would be some of the pros and cons of that happening. Guys, I think I have a really interesting perspective on this topic that really isn't getting talked about when this issue comes up. So guys, in this video, I want to give you guys a better understanding of whether or not this could happen, but more importantly, whether or not this makes sense. Guys, like always, your support means so much to this channel. If you want to see more videos just like this, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button down below and turn on bell notifications. These three simple things go such a long way in helping this channel grow, and it really does mean so much to me. If you guys ever need a good place to buy some XRP or the Flare token, make sure to check out my favorite exchange, Uphold, down in the description of this video. Guys, Uphold has so many awesome features that no other exchanges have. So guys, if you do not have an account already, I highly suggest you make one using the link in the description of this video. With that said though, guys, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, if you have been part of the XRP community for any amount of time now, you have likely heard theories or scenarios on how XRP can be pegged to the dollar. Guys, in this video, we're going to tackle this question from two different perspectives. One is going to be whether or not it's possible, and the other is going to be whether or not it makes sense. And I want to start off just by showing you guys, and we're not going to go through this whole thing, but Brad Kimes at Digital Perspectives actually asked ChatGPT, and ChatGPT actually gave him a very thorough answer on how that could be possible. Now guys, in this video, I'm not going to break down what ChatGPT had to say about this. You guys can definitely go try this out for yourself, or just read his tweet. Because guys, it gives you a thorough breakdown on how XRP could be used as a stablecoin. A lot of people will tell you this is impossible, it will never work. My perspective on that is, in the age of cryptocurrency, with all the amazing things that are developed every single day, I'm sure it is possible. But guys, I want to tackle this from a different perspective, and that is whether or not it really makes sense. And guys, to start this off, I think it's really important we tackle this from the perspective of what David Schwartz thinks the XRP ledger's ultimate utility is, because guys, at the end of the day, he's the chief CTO of Ripple. He's also one of the founders of the XRP ledger. So when it comes down to it, his opinion is extremely important, and I think that should be factored into our decision for whether or not pegging XRP to a dollar really makes sense. So let's listen up to this and then really break down what he's saying here.
What is your completed vision for the XRP ledger? And that could be, years away, because there's iterations, there's things being worked on, innovation. What's the end goal? And I know that's a very loaded question, so as much as you can disclose.
No, I can tell you, I had this very early, and I think I've held it all the time. I still think that this is probably the right end vision, which is, and I've used this phrase many times over the last 8 years, is pools of liquidity that anybody can contribute to and draw off. And what I mean is, we're going to be a multi-currency world for a very long time. And there's no end state in which we're not at least multi-asset. Even if, let's say, Bitcoin takes over the world, just being ridiculous, well, maybe not, who knows?
So guys, what David Schwartz says there is that his end goal for XRP is an infinite pool of liquidity that anyone can contribute to or draw off of. So let's break down what that means and try to think, does pegging XRP to a dollar fit into what David Schwartz thinks the XRP ledger will ultimately become? I mean, I think if we're going to base this opinion on anyone, it's important that we go off David Schwartz, so I think this is a good place to build off of. So guys, I want to start off and just talk about what would happen if we did peg XRP to a dollar. Well, there's only 100 billion XRP, so if we pegged XRP to $1, then the entire market cap, all the liquidity accessible on the XRP ledger, would essentially be $100 billion, which might work for some use cases. Say you only had a scenario where you had the pound and the peso connected to the XRP ledger, and these are just made up numbers to help wrap your head around what we're talking about here. Well guys, this might work. You only might need $100 billion of liquidity to cover these two currencies, and boom, pegging XRP to a dollar would work. But guys, massive problems start to come up if you were to add something like the US dollar to this equation, or the yen. Well, suddenly, that $100 billion of liquidity on the XRP ledger is not going to be enough anymore. Now you need trillions of dollars of liquidity. And you already pegged the price of XRP to $1, and there's only 100 billion XRP, and that amount is constantly decreasing. So if you were to peg XRP to $1 and XRP was being burned every single day like it currently is, well then the liquidity of the system would slowly be being degraded. That's because XRP would always be at $1, but the total XRP in the ecosystem would be constantly decreasing. Guys, this is a massive problem because the more we add different assets to the XRP ledger, the more we add different currencies to the XRP ledger, the more we're going to want to scale liquidity. We want liquidity to go up. So if we only have 100 billion XRP for liquidity purposes, how are we going to create more liquidity for these different currencies to use to run seamlessly on the XRP ledger? Guys, to do that, we're going to need XRP to be worth more than $1. It doesn't make sense for it to stay at $1 because you're killing the system. And guys, that doesn't mean you won't have stablecoins built on the XRP ledger. You could just build a stablecoin on the XRP ledger, peg it to $1 to the dollar, but you wouldn't want to use XRP for that. If you peg something to $1 and you have a set supply of that asset, you're going to kill the liquidity. It really doesn't make any sense to do it that way. It makes so much more sense to put a stablecoin on the XRP ledger, use XRP as liquidity for that stablecoin, and then move forward from there. Guys, in my opinion, it really doesn't make a lot of sense to peg XRP's price to $1 for the simple fact that it would limit the liquidity of the system. Guys, I know 100 billion in liquidity sounds like a lot right now, especially with XRP's market cap under 20 billion. But in the long term, once mass utility comes, it's gonna be nothing. It's gonna be a drop in the bucket. Our current financial institutions are transacting trillions of dollars daily. And if we limit XRP's market cap at 100 billion, we're just limiting what XRP could be one day. What XRP does that is so profound that not a lot of people understand is it automatically scales liquidity for the XRPL. What do I mean? Well guys, if we always have 100 billion XRP and we want to increase the liquidity of the system because the XRP ledger needs more liquidity, we just add a zero. And suddenly we have $1 trillion of liquidity. We need more liquidity, we add a zero. Now you have $10 trillion of liquidity. And guys, that's why XRP can't be pegged. It needs to keep moving up and down to account for the liquidity needs of the XRP ledger. And guys, I'm not saying it would be impossible to peg XRP at $1. I'm sure with the massive amount of technology we have today, it could be done. What I'm saying is it's not really worth thinking that much about because it doesn't make any sense to me. In my opinion, this would hurt the XRP ledger pretty significantly. And you can make all kinds of arguments and say, oh, well, what if you increase the amount of XRP? Then you could keep it at $1 and ever increase the amount of XRP in the system. That just turns into the problems we have with the US dollar, which is already broken. Guys, I hope this makes sense to you and this really helps explain the idea of pegging XRP to $1 better. I wanted to bring this to you guys from a perspective that really doesn't get talked about a lot, and I really do think this is one of the key reasons why it doesn't really make sense to me. I think it makes perfect sense to build stablecoins on the XRP ledger, and it's currently happening right now. And those will be pegged to $1. I just think XRP has a much different place in the system than to be pegged to the dollar, and I think this should make it pretty clear to everyone out there. Anyway, guys, if you enjoy videos like this where we explain really hard concepts just really simply, guys, a lot of people might say, oh, this doesn't account for this, this, and this. Guys, that's not the point in this video. We want to make things as simple as possible so you guys can get a better understanding of how the XRP ledger works and start to wrap your head around some of these very complex concepts. Because guys, if you have a good starting ground on how to start thinking about this, it makes going off in different directions and thinking of different scenarios a lot easier. So guys, if you enjoy videos like this, make sure to leave me a comment, like this video, subscribe. It really does help me out so much. And for now, Mickle out.